up, guys? This is it. Okay, so yeah. Okay.
Imagine a destination with new friends to find and fashions for your unique style, where there are myths and legends right under your feet. Dive in and search for treasure. Savor the finest in stinky cheese. Watch a concert. Be the concert.
SciShow is supported by Brilliant.org, a problem-solving website that teaches you how to think like a scientist. Refreshing glass of cold water. And if you think I'm talking about H2O, then you're right. But I could have just been sipping on heavy water, or deuterium oxide, aka D2O, just as easily. Well, not just as easily. It's super expensive, and I would have had to buy it from the lab supply store. But to get my
Black holes are very, very heavy astronomical objects, which gives them all sorts of cool behaviors and properties. But to make a black hole, it takes more than just a lot of mass. It takes a lot of density. That is, a lot of mass crammed into a sufficiently small space. Precisely how much mass, or how small it needs to be crammed, depends. Black hole formation is complicated, but there are essentially two possible paths. Either start with a fixed amount of matter and compress it smaller and smaller until it reaches the tipping point where it's dense enough to become a black hole. This is how supernovas turn the cores of supergiant stars into black holes. Or keep adding matter.
Hi, this is Emily from Minute Earth. Each autumn, tens of billions of birds fly from higher latitudes to the tropics. And if they went straight, as the crow flies, their trips would be thousands of miles long. But instead, they often zig and zag along the way, adding an extra 1,000 miles or more to their journeys, which actually helps them get there faster. Winds on Earth regularly blow in specific directions, and when birds fly with the wind at least partially at their backs, they can greatly increase their flying speed compared with birds flying against the wind. So even if, say, a swallow has to go out of its way and fly 25% farther to take advantage of the wind, if it doubles its airspeed velocity by doing so, it can get there in less than 2/3 the time. And on top of that, many migrating birds are landlubbers at heart. Small birds generally avoid water because they're too small to survive storms on the open sea.
I'm so excited to start having sex. I'm so excited to start having sex. And Pie is dead.
Lol, we need to talk about this barf molecule thing.
My boy.
You may think they lower my intelligence, but
Ancient astronaut theorists.
shows that's just Kate.
What's that I see? It looks like your arms are wiggling.
Get your hands off me!
Meme. Roar. Meme. Roar. Thanks.
You look depressed.
Oh, I don't know. I know what I am, what my value is.
Then let's go to the express.
Playground. Huh? Oh, it's you.
I reached my spot on.
Huh? Oh, it's you.
I reached my spot on this game was more restaurant. Expected? Grassy needs respect.
Okay, Grassy, I'll talk to. Hang on, where is Golf Ball?
Don't-
Golf Ball about.
Remember, you killed them last episode.
Yeah, but don't they get, recovered?
The recovery centers were destroyed.
Oh, so how do we get them back? 4, we need.
They can't stay.
First, we have to get Book and Foldy and Gaty and Golf.
Get into your games, people. Irons, you lost last time, so you do the cake. We received 9,900.
Voters, if your comments look like any of these, we did not count your vote. Be more careful. You're on the other team.
The person who receives the most votes will be eliminated from BFB. I have 7 slices of cake.
I'm not even known.
If I give you cake, you get to stay. But if not, no. Time to show the votes. Bubble
Can
go.
you show us? Oh my god. It's over. Okay.
We are hosting a new object show with the best of BFDI, and OO. And by best I mean all of them. This is Object All-Stars.
Didn't have to read that. Eight hosts. Uniform 4. Employee. 4 and X. Props. So what is the prize? Did you mean prizes? Dream Island, again, Dream Island, and then it'll be FBI. So yeah. Dream Island again. $1 million and a BFDI. So the 4 prizes are BFDI, Dream Island again, $1 million and a BFDI. Given. So the prize is.
This is practically unpronounceable. The prize will be awful. Okay, so there will be 12 teams of 11. The team captains will be Taco from my eye, Golf Ball, Pencil, Spiky Murdered, Liddy, Boxing Love, Paper, Loser, Light Bulb, Bow, Globe and Spongy. The challenge will be to pick your team member as the last 4 teams to finish and come up with a name will be up for elimination.
So to clarify, Team of 11 1 could not be up for elimination? That's an astute observation. How big tacos? That'd be cherry. I pick cherries. I pick bomb. I pick bomby. I'll pick other clock. Bell and bell. Yeah, 2 bells. Pick balloon. I pick balloony. Get a toad. Go. Seems like we have progressed. I don't have to read pronounce those things. I have duplicates. Oh, almost. And protein chicken leg. What? It's gonna be Attack of the Clones. Team of duplicates. Souls. The balls are here. What about Snowball? Don't ever. The jerk known as Snowball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh. Remember it. Oh, never mind. Alive. Alive and alive. Liveception.
England is my city. 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 England is my.
Enough mud, my snap. Enough mud and smile. Enough mud. Enough mud.
England is my city. England is my city. England is my city.
Let's see what the chat is.
England is my city. 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 England is my city.
Show my God.
England is my city. 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 England is my city.
England is.
England is my city. England is my city. England is my city. England is my city.
England is my city.
England is my city. England is my city. England is my city. England is my city. England is my city. England is my city. England is my city.
England's my city doesn't sound like a phrase anymore. D-E-D. I'm weaving. Ding.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Ding.
How can you make money with such a stupid idea?
And how can you not make money with such a brilliant idea?
Ding. Wow.
What are you simpletons doing?
Right now. Oh, name's Mike. Triggered. Nah, neutral.
No, Squidward, I meant good for your soul.
Oh, please. I have no soul.
Verizon. Verizon is his also free fire after.
This is a bunch of barnacles! I'm breaking in!
Well.
Oop.
Here comes.
Greg.
Mr. Krabs.
Clock, pink.
Here lie Squidward's hopes and dreams. What a baby.
Super. Yes. Bleep.
Patrick, how do you feel?
Like one of those hip young old folks from a soda commercial. It's radical. Radical. Drink it.
My turn.
Puff. Boom. Seriously? Fuck.
This is great.
Toads.
What's the hold up?
Frick. Boopity burp burp.
I think my heart just stopped.
Heart attack. Wow. Donald Trump.
This is great. Just the three of us. You, me, and this brick wall you built between us.
Vietnam what?
Is there any ice cream left?
Sorry, we're all out.
Vietnam with flashbacks. Preep. Preep school. Kick the...
We'll have to start from square one. Or should I say, circle one.
I had 4 biscuits and I ate 1. Then I only had 3.
Hold monitor.
Treats.
Wish me luck, Mrs. Puff.
Well, maybe it is stupid, but it's also dumb.
At least.
Big fat meanie.
There's no in a nutshell.
Who are you?
Why, I'm Squidward.
What kind of fool do you take me for? He's Squidward, you're Squidward, I'm Squidward! Are there any other Squidwards I should know about?
Meow.
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. Sun. Boom.
Excuse me, sir. I hope my horrible ugliness won't be a distraction to
Yeah,
you.
thank you. That was
Here I go!
easy. Yeah, get in the bed.
Who am I? I just
Get
can't
it.
remember. Who am I?
I just
All the voice actors were there.
Who am I to sing this somber song? When you've got 6 heads, there's something wrong.
Who am I?
Please tell me.
Who am I? Imagination.
Rock. Obama Snan. Version. Chick.
Suit.
I am in the gorilla suit. I thought I was doing a pretty good job.
If you're Patrick, then who's that?
They just was going on the green screen.
That's just a stupid boulder.
It's not just a boulder. It's a rock.
Rock. Pokemon Z easy. Named. Robo World. World. How I trigger you.
Warning! The following video is being made because people keep requesting it. Why are you doing this to me? Making me watch my older videos? Gross. Ugh. His original channel name was Narokathadjor. What the hell? NB's videos at first had nothing to do with video games. His top 10s are trash because his opinions are just straight up wrong. He stopped the Frustration series and moved all the old ones to the second channel. NB's videos are so bad that even one of his Patreon supporters made an everything wrong with parody about one of his top 10s. But honestly, that video is seriously awesome. Howl Nathaniel Rage is still on hiatus. He used to have this slogan called Striving for Originality, but why? He makes top 10s and reaction videos. Real original. NB has the most cringeworthy voice. It's like a second-rate MatPat. He jumps onto bandywagons and will make parodies of trends for the views. His Game Scrapper ads sucked. Nathaniel's thumbnails are so obnoxious. He just has to use that hot bait, even with his update videos. Also, just using some random picture as a background and adding Gaussian blur is a pretty lazy way of making thumbnails. NB used to make fact videos, as if we needed more of those. His hatred for Pink Gold Peach is way too extreme. He probably secretly loves her. Some of his older top 10s have lame memes thrown in for fake humor and is just filler crap. Nathaniel is trying too hard to be a normal Boots or Hidden Block clone. NB literally can't say words right. Some people actually think English is his second language. How can he fail that badly at speaking? Why does he love Super Mario 64 so much? I mean, it's not that good. He honestly shouldn't call himself a speedrunner. His best times are nowhere near as good as the world records. So NB streams on YouTube, but not on Twitch enough. So NB streams on Twitch, but not on YouTube enough. He really should stop spamming comments all over YouTube videos. Most of his Instagram photos are just pictures of him in his room. Does he ever leave the house? No. No, not really, no. Seriously? Arrows and circles in the thumbnails? Like, I get it, okay, you want me to do the clicky click. Carl is way cooler than NB and should hack into this channel and just take it over. What is this faceless board breaker nonsense? Like I said, the beginning of his channel has nothing to do with games. Good lord, his first top 10 is actual trash. Like, bro, get a capture card at the very least and don't record in front of the TV. Windows Movie Maker. Get with the times, mate. Wait a second, you just straight up posted your English project from senior year of high school? How unprofessional.
Who gives a damn about ice climbers? I sure don't.
Wow, what a dick. Remember that strange phase on YouTube when everyone used a green screen when talking for no reason? Ah, the old days. He actually predicted Master Chief for Smash 4. Master Chief! Don't judge me. Oh, I'm judging you, okay? Dear God. Is he about to do what I think he's about to do with that N64? Oh shit. I'm naked. Congratulations for coming off as a creep? You decide to describe. I'm not sure why he said describe instead of subscribe, but alright then. Wow, a phone video. That's some high quality YouTube content for a guy that had like 50k subs at the time. Remember when he announced that Amiiboverse show that never came out? Good job on that one. What the heck was this news show? NB's Happy News? More like NB's Cringy News. To keep up with YouTube's algorithm, one day NB uploaded a video of him drinking water at 1,000 frames per second. Why? What made you do this? Oh no. Dude, you took the joke way too far. Oh, God, man. Look, if you want to get triggered even harder, then watch this video about Mario 74. He keeps on promoting it because apparently the sequel's coming out soon or something like that. Anyway, like and subscribe if you want. Leave a comment, tell this guy how he triggers you. So, I guess thanks for watching. Have a better day than NB did, because he certainly does not deserve any more good days.
Son of a trigger.
Carl? Nathan? Dude, is that you? What the heck? Are you tired? We're stuck! Dude, I can't move! What the heck? Stop, don't struggle. You're making it tighter. Dude, are you okay? I'm fine, are you okay? I think so. Okay. Stop, relax. You're joking about that. What the heck? We gotta get out of this. I know, just relax. We can think of something.
Use your PSA.
Hey guys, Tamago here with a public service announcement. Every year on New Year's Day and around the New Year season, a popular dad joke likes to resurface. It may appear in the form of a tweet. Man, I haven't brushed my teeth since last year. At first glance, this might cause one to curl their nose up in disgust, until you realize that it's the 1st of January, so really they mean they just haven't brushed their teeth yet that day. Although they should probably get on that soon. The joke might also occur in real life situations. Hey man, how you doing? Whoa, dude, it's been so long, I haven't seen you since last year. What? But we saw each other just last week at the Christmas party. Man, what a funny, wholesome, harmless practical joke. Fun for everyone involved. But in recent years, people seem to have taken this joke and completely missed the point. Hey man, how you doing? Well, dude, it's been a year since I last saw you. This is incorrect. Hey man, how you doing? Well, dude, I haven't seen you in a year. This is also incorrect. To say that it has been a year since last seeing someone, or that you haven't seen them in a year, means that a full period of 365 days has passed since you last saw them, which is not how the joke works. Just remember, since last year refers to a specific point in time, whereas a year since refers to a length of time. So next time you see someone post a tweet like, man, it's been a year since I last showered, this should not be treated as a joke. Avoid this person at all costs. They are probably nasty as hell. On the other hand, if you see someone use this joke correctly, let's say someone comments on a video of mine, hey, Tamago hasn't uploaded since last year. Give that person a thumbs up and commend them on their intellectual prowess. Unless I actually have uploaded since last year, then report them. If you want to save someone you know from making... Nidhogg 2, that's right, the side-scrolling sword-fighting game is back. I covered the first one about 8 months ago, and there's only been one other game show episode since then, so... I'm doing just great, aren't I? If you don't know already, Nidhogg was the game that had the running, the jumping, the stabbing, and the screaming. Man, the screaming was... horrifying. All these elements have returned in the sequel, along with a few new additions. Now let's play a quick game of Spot the Difference.
Everything's different.
Now, if you circled here, 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 or here, you are inefficient as hell. You could have just circled the whole damn thing. Quite clearly, there's been a complete overhaul of the art style and character designs. Although I'm not sure if the original fighters could even be considered character designs in the first place. I mean, stickmen don't really count, do they? You know what, I'm probably not the best person to be asking this question. I mean, come on, why is naked Homer Simpson fighting orange naked Homer Simpson? I know that show jumped the shark a long time ago, but Jesus, this is just a new low. One of the creators of Nidhogg explained in a blog post that the original designs were the result of limitations in the animation process, but with the sequel, they Stick Fight, the game. I had a couple people in the comment section suggest I do a video on this game, and I was like, I don't know. And then a friend of mine suggested I do a video on this game, and I was like, I don't know. And then another friend of mine just straight up bought the game for me out of nowhere, under the conditions that I make a game show episode on it, and give him 30% of the revenue from the video. So, you know, at least one of those things is happening. I went into this game without a single clue of what it was about. For all I knew, I could have pressed that play button and it just loads up a non-stop loop of a pivot stick figure animation from 2008. But what really happens when you click play is you're greeted by a game configuration window where you can adjust your graphics quality. Except not really, there's only one option. To be fair though, it is just stickmen. Can't really expect ultra settings to make much of a difference, can I? Now this game is exactly as confusing to play as it is to look at. I rarely knew what I was doing. I mean, look at this. The round starts, boom, I'm out of there. And then I rise up from the grave like an extra on The Walking Dead. What is happening? Stick Fight's a party game where you and up to 3 other people fight to the death in constantly switching battle arenas. And it's kind of weird because there aren't really any winners. Like, you can win a round and then you get this little crown on the top of your head, but there's no overall winner. There's not even any type of scoreboard. At first I thought these numbers were how many points each player had, but nah, it's just a ping. So this was the first set of matches I played, and as you can see, when the round starts, the yellow guy just immediately flops dead, right off the stack of boxes. I don't know what was going on with yellow, but that happened every single match, and the worst part is yellow would end up winning most of them because he was the only one not getting attacked. There are these special rounds where one of the players will become a boss and everyone else has to try and beat them, and of course, yellow became the boss in this one. But he still flops dead. and he still won. I mean, you gotta imagine, for my first ever match, this was very confusing. And this went on for about 5 more rounds. I was surprised Yellow didn't just quit out. I mean, what's the point of winning if you're not even playing the game? There's not even a scoreboard. What is it, that crown? You're staying in the game for that crown? That kind of sucks. This game has to have some of the most interesting glitches I've ever seen. Look at Red. He's getting beaten up by an invisible ninja, and then Yellow still won. I can't. So I quit out of the game, and I was like, nah, I'm not playing this anymore. I'm done. Stick fight. More like... I decided to give the game another chance because I really wanted to rub it in my friend's face that I was making a video on this game and not giving him 30% of the revenue. So I loaded the game up, tried to adjust the graphics quality. I don't know why I tried again, to be honest. And you know what? The game is actually not bad when it works. Except it never works. You still have players being thrown into oblivion for no reason, but I think I've come to accept that that's just part of the package. This blue guy looks like he's having the time of his life just stuck in the floor over there. I mean, is this allowed? Can you ship a game this glitchy? Oh, okay, never mind. Look at Red just sitting there, contemplating life.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
And then he quit out. I don't blame him. I gotta say, this fight is a lot less sophisticated than the ones I see on YouTube. I mean, some of those fights are real good. Blue and I were the only people left in the game, and this gives me the perfect opportunity to show off the snake gun. Possibly the most counterproductive weapon to ever exist in a video game. You shoot the snakes out, and they don't even care where they came from. They will come right back for you. This is not what I intended. I played one-on-one with Blue for a while, and it was actually kind of good. For a little bit. Then we got to another boss fight stage, and it was fun. We fought each other, and then continued fighting each other, and then fought some more. On average, the rounds last about 30 seconds, but for some reason, this particular round went on for over 4 minutes. Blue's health bar went down, and he fell to the ground, but the round didn't end, so essentially, we were stuck. I shot Blue around for a little bit until he quit out of the game, and then it was just me left, all alone. Okay, 3rd time's the charm. Wait, are you kidding me? We spawned in mid-air. I died immediately. I have done it. I found the perfect strategy for winning matches in stick fight. It is called doing absolutely nothing. It seems Yellow has also discovered the strategy, so now we wait it out. Oh, god damn it, the snakes, come on. The round begins with Yellow charging for Blue. Blue manages to grab the minigun and completely pulverizes the stage. Meanwhile, I'm embarrassing myself in a fight with Red, and then Blue lands back for round 2, killing Red in the process. Yellow stands alert, anticipating a 3rd attack, but he wasn't ready. Blue comes back to finish off what he started and get his crown. Sometimes the game's fun. One-on-one with Yellow, they grabbed the rocket launcher, I grabbed this gun. I'm not sure what it shoots, these green balls. Oh my god, they're snakes, no! So that's stick fight. When you have 4 players with no connection issues, the game can be pretty fun, but personally, I wouldn't play this game for more than, I don't know, 37 minutes. I'd only recommend it if A, you have 3 people to play with and nothing else to do, or B, you want to give it to your friend so they can make a video and give you 30% of the revenue. Speaking of which, hey man, thanks for giving me stick fight.
No problem, man.
Yeah, I'm not actually giving you 30% of my revenue, by the way.
Wait,
Oh.
Another one? What's the brief? Broforce, the game where you play as every action hero ever created and blow up everything. The plan is simple. 1. Enter enemy territory. 2. Destroy said territory. 3. Rescue the imprisoned action stars. 4. Kill the devil. 5. Hang that flag up high at every given opportunity, and God bless America. This is what would happen if you got the most patriotic guy on the planet to design a video game, but instead of coming up with his own original characters, he's like, hey, how about we put Rambo in there, and RoboCop, but instead, we call them Rambro and RoboCop. Yeah, every character has the word bro forced into their name, like this guy, Bro Dread. Kinda wish they just called him Bread. The goal is to use your weapons and power-ups to fight your way through the map, free the bros, and kill what is quite possibly the most passive interpretation of the devil I've ever seen. If you haven't realized already, all of the characters are parodies of action heroes such as John McClane from Die Hard, The Bride from Kill Bill, and The Terminator from The Terminator. Rescuing captured bros gives you an extra life, and each rescue counts towards unlocking more characters. It also means you're constantly switching between characters, which keeps the gameplay fresh since the weapon variety is pretty good. For example, you've got Blade's sword, Rambo's machine gun, MacGyver's dynamite, and then you've got Indiana Jones's whip. And you know that saying, don't bring a knife to a gunfight? Yeah, well, don't bring a whip. Ever. Will Smith's gun from Men in Black is pretty cool, but every time you shoot it, the camera shakes like crazy. Like, what is going on? In fact, Brawlhalla, the fighting game where you and up to 3 other people battle it out to see who can come out on top. Using your fists, main weapons, and some of the gadgets scattered across the map, you must fight to remain on the stage whilst trying to knock others off of it. The more damage you deal to a player, the easier it is to eliminate them. Actually, this sort of reminded me of another game. It's quite similar, you know, same idea, fighting multiple opponents, damaging them so you can knock them off the map. It even featured beloved classic video game characters. What was it again? Oh yeah, that's it, PlayStation All-Stars. One thing that's pretty cool about Brawlhalla is the way its weapon system works. There's a large range of weapons from swords to hammers, and even this rocket lance, which does way less damage than it looks like it should. Each character has 2 weapons, and what makes them unique is the combination of weapons that they have. For example, one character may have a spear and an axe, whereas another would have a spear and sword. This means you can choose a fighter based on your 2 favorite weapons, which are equipped by getting weapon pickups. Enough about that though, let's get into the actual game. For my first match, I decided to go with Lord Vrax in a timed free-for-all. You get 2 points for each person you eliminate, and lose a point for each time you're eliminated yourself. Whoever has the most points when the time is up, wins the game.
3, 2, 1, brawl!
The first game starts, and immediately Six just runs off the edge for no apparent reason. I should probably point out that suicide in this game costs you 3 points, so if you're gonna die, you better make sure it's somebody else's fault. I pick up the blasters, which are basically just guns with the worst range I've ever seen. Like, come on, is that it? Nothing happens for the first few seconds of the match, until I notice Six just standing in the corner away from everyone else. A common strategy in this game, allowing the other players to deal damage to each other before joining in the fight yourself. This doesn't work out well for him though, as soon all 3 of us bring the fight over to him, which results in me shooting him off the map and winning the first points of the game. I don't keep this lead for long though, as Wiz delivers a charged attack which blasts me off the map and into 2nd place. Meanwhile, Six just seems to be in a world of his own. Hey Six, you do realize that -7 is actually less than 0, right? Soon after, I'm able to get my revenge on Wiz with a charged attack of my own, which gives me a 2-point lead. And Six finally gets his first points of the game by eliminating, I guess I'll just call her Fish. And from this point, things all start going downhill. Wiz delivers a bomb attack which launches both of us into the air but only eliminates me. Fish then blasts me off the map not 1, but 2 times, reducing my score to 0 and putting her in tied first place with Wiz. And Six is just, well, being Six. The timer runs out with both Wiz and Fish having 4 points, and so the sudden death tiebreaker round begins. Who will win? Fish playing as Queen Nai or Wiz playing as Nash? This should be a pretty interesting fight. Well, that was anticlimactic. Alright, so that's the first game over, and I may have come in 3rd place with 0 points, but hey, at least it's not -20 points, I mean 6. What the hell were you doing, man? I start the 2nd game and decide to give Lord Vrax another go against my new opponents, Blah, Tia, and Pooh. Well, that's an unfortunate shortening. What's her full name? Poophead. I'm not gonna lie, that's not much better. By the way, if you notice any frame skips in this game, that's because my ping was through the roof. Man, it's not fair. I lagged in Speedrunners, I lagged in Rocket League, hell, I even lagged in Super Meat Boy. And that's a single-player game, like what? The first 15 seconds of this game are just an unorganized mess of attacks, until Tia and I pull off what is perhaps the greatest tag team in Brawlhalla history. I guess you could say that Pooh got flushed. I'll see myself out. As this game went on, it became more and more apparent who the winner would be, with Tia getting knockout after knockout, earning her an 8-point lead. It was pretty much a lost cause at this point, and ended with me being in 3rd place once again. Hey, I never said I was good at this game. Time for game 3, and this time I'm up against Dark Sans, Slain, and Assassin 32. Wait a minute. Oh no. Oh no! First Pooh and now Ass? I think we're going through the entire digestive system here. This game had a really interesting start because we went almost a full minute without anyone getting eliminated. At least that was until Dark Sans decided to eliminate himself. The darkness was probably just too much for him to handle. Apart from that, this game went just like the last one, except replaced Tia with Slain, who managed to attack me 4 times in a row and deliver 3 KOs to Assassin. I guess you could say she kicked ass. I'll see myself out. This game ends with Slane having an 11-point lead and me, for the third time, being in third place. I'd had enough at this point, so I thought I'd try my luck in a 1v1. In this game mode, both players have to choose 3 characters to fight with, and each time you get eliminated, you respawn as the next character in your lineup. Whoever gets eliminated 3 times loses the game. And that person was me. Like, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I got wrecked, demolished, exterminated. It was really just embarrassing, but I will say that there were 2 good things which came from this match. The first thing is that I discovered Jala, who's actually a pretty good character to fight with. And the second thing is, hey, at least this time I'm not in third place. Okay, so far, 4 games, 4 losses. I considered calling it quits here, but decided that I would not end on a loss. So I jumped back into a 4-player free-for-all, this time playing as Jala to give it one more try.
3, 2, 1, roll!
Immediately I go for a weapon pickup, get the sword, and head straight for a one-on-one fight with ET1. During which, Cry is able to deliver a downward attack to Vile, which I was certain would knock him off the map, but somehow he was able to get back onto the bottom platform. A few seconds later though, Cry hits Vile with the downward attack again, except this time Vile doesn't recover, earning Cry the first 2 points of the match. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to eliminate a very damaged ET1, but it appears that all of my efforts went to waste as it was Vile who managed to get the final blow, which put him straight into second place with 1 point. With me now being in third place, I knew I had to up my game, and with 3 minutes left, I was still optimistic. I saw an opportunity to deliver the perfect heavy attack to Cry, and I took it, but it wasn't enough for an elimination. Luckily for me, however, Vile slammed Cry into the perfect position for me to hit him straight downwards, probably as a form of revenge for what was done to him earlier. And with me gaining 2 points and Cry losing 1, this put me right into first place with Cry and Vile in tied second. In fact, I'm pretty sure those 2 were sworn enemies because they just wouldn't stop going at each other, which resulted in Cry eliminating Vile once again and me being pushed back into second place. Now with my damage level at the max, I knew I had to be careful not to get hit. But apparently, ET1 wasn't having it, and she soon kicked me right off the map. This was followed by blasting Cry into the air, which gained her a further 2 points and put her in first place. With ET1 now having the max damage level, I knew I had to take advantage of this to have any hope of winning the game, and so using my axe, I was able to bounce her off the ground and out of the map. This was soon followed by a hit to Vile, which he wasn't able to recover from, earning me another 2 points. Even though I now had a pretty comfortable lead, I knew I couldn't rest just yet. It wouldn't take much for me to lose my position, and so I had to keep on fighting. Fortunately, this led to me delivering a heavy hit to ET1, which further secured my position with a 5-point lead. All I needed to do now with under a minute remaining was to stay in first place. A task that would prove to be difficult as Cry quickly made his way back up on the scoreboard and hit myself and ET1 with an attack that blasted me off the map. But as the remaining 5 seconds ran out with me still being in the lead by a single point, I was certain the game had been won. And for the first time, I got to see my character on the winner's podium being applauded by Vile, ET1, and a very accurately named Crybaby. Brawlhalla. It's a lot of fun, guys. I seriously recommend that you check it out, especially since it's free. Yes, you heard me correctly, for the low price of $29.99. Times 0, you can get this game. And what's more, the system requirements for it are super low. I mean, look at this. 1 gigabyte of RAM? I'm pretty sure my digital watch has like 2, so you don't need a strong PC to run this at all. And yeah, of course, it's a lot like Super Smash Bros, but there are quite a few things this game does which gives it its own unique style. In fact, I guess you could say this game is a smash hit. I'll see myself out.
Dog.
Then there's this drill thing, and of course, Speedrunners, the multiplayer game where you've got to jump, swing, slide, and shoot in order to avoid being eliminated and gain the ultimate victory. Oh yeah, and you know, running's pretty important too. Anyway, I love this game. It's on PC and there's a lot of fun to be had. So let me show you what the gameplay's like. Yeah, there's a lot of waiting in this game. Wait, Tamagyo, that's the Y button as in Y on the Xbox controller. You told us you were playing on PC, you lying son of a bitch. Whoa. Allow me to explain myself. So I'm playing with my PSV controller disguised as an Xbox controller using a program called Motion Drone connected to my laptop via Bluetooth USB, so triangle is Y, circle is B, X is A, and square is X. Get it? No? No? Oh, right. Okay, so I finally get into a game, and the mode Speed Hookers is chosen, which means that every single item box in the race will have a grappling hook. Probably the best and most annoying weapon in the entire game. So this should be pretty interesting. And we're off. So as you can see, I take pretty nice lead before being caught up by this guy just... Chicken suey, what the fuck?
So... And... Jack really hits me with a... Yeah, not now, Jack. יואו, שקד, אתה יכול בבקשה להיכנס ללייב שלי? בבקשה. שקד, אני עכשיו בלייב ביוטיוב, אתה יכול להיכנס. שקד, אני עכשיו בלייב, אתה יכול בבקשה להיכנס אליו. שקד, אתה יכול בבקשה להיכנס ללייב שלי. שקד, אתה יכול 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 להיכנס ללייב שלי. שטוב. Jack.
Yesterday, I asked you what was the worst gift you got for Christmas this year. Once again, I am on a quest to find the absolute worst, most garbage Christmas gift. And boy, did I find it. Hey, you know what's cooler than a bath bomb fidget spinner? Anything. All I want for Christmas is a couple of door handles. Thanks, Santa. So many of you poor bastards got meme-related card games. I had no clue this was a whole subgenre, and yet here we are. What I like best about this My Little Brony unofficial novel is how large it is. Good God, that's a freaking Harry Potter book right there. I have depression. Hi, I'm Royalty Free Christmas Songs forever after. My songs are royalty free, which means you can put them in your funeral. Here's one from Kermit.
All right, kids, show of hands. Who leaves out cookies and milk for Santa? Oh, wow, look at all those hands. Oh, what the hell? Oh, damn it. Not now. You know I'm teaching today? Yeah. Anywho, here's a song all about leaving treats for Santa. Haha, whoa. Oh, let's put out some
Was to stay in first place.
Here's a song all about leaving treats for Santa. Haha, whoa. Oh, let's put out
So what's Like. Boy, oh boy. Beavis Man. Beavis Man. That one person is me. Me. Scrap glitch. Glig.
Spiders are all around us. There are over 35,000 different species, and one study of homes in South Carolina found spiders present in 100% of them. Most spiders do not pose a threat to humans and are actually quite helpful in keeping populations of other bugs in check. However, there are some species whose bites and venom can be extremely dangerous. There is a common misconception that the daddy longlegs is the most venomous spider, but that their fangs can't pierce human skin. In truth, daddy longlegs do occasionally bite people. However, their venom will produce a mild irritation at worst. According to scientists, the most venomous spider on the planet today is actually the Brazilian wandering spider. Despite strong warnings from the U.S. State Department about the dangers of visiting North Korea, the East Asian country is still a popular destination for adventurous travelers seeking an unconventional experience. But there's a lot you should consider before booking your next trip there. Just getting to North Korea can be quite an ordeal. A flight from Los Angeles will take at least 15 hours with a layover in Beijing. Once there, though, visitors find that North Korea is a beautiful country covered with mountains and valleys. And the capital city of Pyongyang is an experience like no other, with its own unique culture, food, and architecture. But North Korea has a reputation as a closed-off and secretive nation for a reason. There are numerous rules governing what tourists are allowed to see, and even stricter controls on what they can photograph. And if you do happen to break one of these tourist rules, knowingly or otherwise, you may find yourself in a lot more trouble than you anticipated. Visitors have reported being aggressively searched and interrogated, and some have even been detained or taken prisoner for no reason.
Did you know?
Of course!
What?
No.
Spyro the Dragon was created after Nintendo decided that they wanted big boobs in their kid-friendly games.
Blimey.
The biggest boobs in the PlayStation titles at the time were Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs!
Insomniac Games contacted the character designer from Cash but Nuke to design their new protagonist. Originally, they wanted the character to design their new protagonist. Originally, they wanted the character to be their new protagonist, but the developers decided to change this to salad to appeal to children in order to compete with the president of DigiNoGaming.com. The music in Spyro the Dragon was composed and performed by Stupid Cope Wizard, the former drummer of the rock band The Peepees. Peter. Spyro was voiced by Carlos Alazraqui, the same actor that provided the voice for Clancy Brown, who voices Tom Kenny, who is actually the voice of Spider-Man, who was also well known at the time for being the voice of Spark, the former drummer of the rock band The Peepees. Did you also know eating too much Taco Bell makes Nickelodeon SpongeBob SquarePants himself? Insomniac Games thought this was pretty strange and so decided to remove Spyro in the game's sequel, Spyro 2, Ripto's Racist, also known as Gateway to the Gate UK in Japan, also known as Nothing in the UK. Within the code of all three original Spyro installments, there is a strange poet hidden in the code of all three original Spyro installments.
I've been here for 3 days.
It's not known what this means, but I thought this was pretty strange, and I always get triggered. Did you know that you didn't know that knowing is half the battle?
I did not.
WTF. Here's the actual one.
Did you know? Spyro the Dragon was created after Sony of America decided that they wanted more kid-friendly games for their system. The biggest PlayStation titles at the time were Metal Gear Solid, Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, and Final Fantasy, among others, and Sony felt that their library needed to appeal to a broader audience in order to compete with Nintendo. 3D platformers were very popular with children, so Universal Interactive Entertainment president Mark Cerny issued a challenge to the developers at Insomniac Games. He wanted them to create a full 3D platformer where the focus was interaction with the enemies. This is the reason the enemies in Spyro will directly target and taunt the player, as opposed to other 3D platformers at the time where the enemy AI would be static and programmed to perform a single function. While planning this new 3D platformer, Insomniac Games had trouble deciding who or what their protagonist would be. Art director Craig Stitt suggested making a game about dragons out of his love for the mythical creatures, and the other developers jumped on board. It's thought that the name Spyro comes from the Greek word of fire, pyro, possibly fused with the Latin spiro, meaning to breathe. During development, Mark Cerny told programmers at Insomniac that he thought it was possible to create a panoramic 3D environment that extended into the horizon without using the common practice of fog effects to unload portions of the map. Insomniac programmers achieved this by designing code that would load several different levels of detail at corresponding distances from the player. This means that objects far away from the player would have a smaller polygon count, but then become more detailed as the player moved closer towards them. The PlayStation could then render distant places, but in low detail as not to overload the console. Animated transitions such as the whirlwind lifts were designed to help